everybody does things their own way, I guess. Parents their own way, is pregnant their own way. But I think there's a lot of things that's like, you should do this and this and this. So I would do things how I felt comfortable, and then people comment on it. And then I'd be like, should I have done it like this? Should I have done it like this? And I think I was
guessing yourself. Keep their mouths shut.
Yeah, basically, the moral of the story is people need to shut up.
This was actually my first time meeting Jeannie in person.
Really?
No.
Well, meeting.
Okay, yeah.
I've seen Jeannie.
Like, actually, no, you've met her. You forgot.
Like, this is how it's gonna go today. I'm like, did I?
Oh, right,
Who am I?
Who's Jeannie? What?
Wait, who's that again?
We met in passing.
So,
Yeah.
like, hanging, you're hanging out
Yeah.
today.
So it's nice to actually see her.
Yeah.
Being.
And baby is so cute. Oh my God.
Cute. And
she's very cute.
She's so sweet.
Yes.
A sweet girl.
She's a sweet girl, but she's also, I don't know if you both have this, like when you see bits of their personality, I'm like, there's bits of her coming out that I'm like, I love this. Like, she's very like strong with her boundaries, which I love. I'm not great with that. So like sometimes people come too close. She's like, no, don't touch me. I'm like, go girl. I love this. I love that for you.
I love that.
And she's very, she's very sweet, but she's quite tough. I'm into it. I'm very into it.
Are you teaching her about boundaries, or is that just like coming from her?
I think it's coming from her.
Wow,
I'm quite
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's really, I think because she's quite a lot smaller than a lot of kids her age.
Yeah, right.
She's always been like, they were obsessed with it when I was pregnant, that she was like tiny but very strong. I don't know how.
Small but mighty.
Small but mighty. So yeah, I feel like she's just quite good at like marking her territory.
Yeah.
I love that. And she's around a lot of amazing, strong women too.
Yeah.
I feel like
True.
maybe let's start there, because your family is a very big, creative family. And you're currently with your parents too. You're living with your parents as well.
We moved in with them in May. So where are we now? December. Yeah. So we've lived with them, I guess, like 6 months. It's amazing. Yeah, it's really amazing.
Do you have a good relationship with your parents?
Yeah, good relationship with my parents. My uncle is in northwest London. My uncle lived on the road we live on first, and then my sister moved in next door. And then my parents moved in with my sister. I don't know if she really invited them, but they just, moved in.
I like this
So
house.
they just lived there for ages, sold their house and lived with her. And then my dad was like, are we going to stay here forever? Like, this is, it's been quite a long time now. Like, her partner lives there. They're now married. He's like, we should probably move back.
That's crazy.
And so they bought the house that we live in on the same road. So we've got 3 like family houses on that road.
My God, that is the dream.
So it is the dream. It's
Although
kind of
maybe
the dream.
not so much for my family, because I don't get along with them so well, but my extended family, yes.
It's new family, chosen family.
The dream would be like to have our own house. Yeah, exactly, our own commune. I mean, you know how like in London you've got like quite often houses and the gardens face each other.
Yes.
So me and my cousins are like, the dream would actually be to have one house and then like you knock through the gardens.
Oh, that'd be
But like
so good.
the houses around there are very expensive. So like people are like, when are you and Selassie gonna buy one? I'm like, can you buy a house with 50p? So yeah, I don't think we'll be buying our own in that area, but it is it's amazing living with them.
That's nice. Do you have like Sundays together, or
we try to. My mum's really good at, no matter how busy she has been, like always throughout my life, the family meals have always been like the sort of grounding moment.
Sacred.
And our family space was always sacred, so she'd never bring like work into the house. Our upbringing, I was going to say very normal, but that's kind of a lie. But like, it's more normal than you'd think.
How to create that kind of normality. And I think I actually remember you saying to me that when you used to travel with your mum, she'd bring bits of home with you.
I remember saying that. Yeah, so when she had my older sister, when she just turned 18, she was 18, and she was touring then with Rip Rig and Panic, and she would bring a little bathtub, so she'd do like bath time before she'd go on stage, backstage.
Oh my God, that's
And then be like, who's going to hold my baby? I've got to go on stage, and someone would look after my sister, get her to sleep. And then with us, we'd always have like our teddies, blankets. My grandma was like this, my mum's like this, and we're all kind of like this, like really good at creating home wherever we go. So you kind of bring your little bits, and then we'd get to hotel rooms. My mum would clean everything so we could like, like play in the bathroom. Be free and and like just, like hotels gross. Yes, she'd be like, okay, everything, bring her little bits, whatever, smells, blankets, whatever, and just make literally anywhere we go a sort of cozy home, which I think.
And now, as a touring working parent, you can kind of take that with you.
Do you do those kinds of rituals as well? Like,
I always bring like little bits, whether it's like, I guess like blankets. She's been quite small when we've travelled now, so I'll just bring like one or two things that remind her of like our home space. But I think it's it's very different to how I imagined it would be, and I think really different to how it was for my mum. I think like the industry's changed so much, and
in what ways is it different, do you think, like now?
There's not really much money for musicians, is it? I think a huge difference. I think I sort of I always based like what I'd be like as a sort of touring working mum on what my mum did. And I think I realised like quite a few months in, like, wow, firstly, I'm 10 years older than she was when I had to be. I'm 10 years older than she was when she had me. And it's just a very, very different industry. And I guess I'm in a very different pocket of industry as well. Like my sister Mabel was maybe in somewhere closer to where my mum was, kind of pop space. But then I guess there's loads of similarities as well. Like I see myself doing things sometime and I'm like, wow, I'm actually really doing this. Like we travelled to New York in October. I just flew by myself with her.
Wow.
And then I was in the studio the next morning. It was like mental. Yeah. Well, Selassie came a few days later, but we flew on our own and I worked the first 2 days.
Wow. How was that?
Yeah, really exhausting.
That's a
I'm not going to lie. I woke up day one and I was like, what are you doing? Like, this is a crazy thing to do.
But that's amazing that you actually did the whole flight, because how long is that? 7 hours?
I think it was 8 hours.
Oh my God.
8 hours. Time. It was a lot. She slept for the first 2 and I was like, oh, I had a gin and tonic. Watched the film, make my food. I was like, this is great. And then she woke up and she literally didn't sit still for 6 hours.
Yeah, that's
intense. It was hellish, And then we got pulled in at customs. That's a whole other story. That was ages. And her jet lag, she'd just fallen asleep, so she woke up in like basically like a police station, freaking out. Yeah, that was a lot. So by the time we got back, you're exhausted, you're dehydrated, and then
you're going
jet
to work.
lagged. And then the next morning, I literally had to get up and go to a session. My friend was there and looked after her, thankfully. And then the actual session I was meant to go to cancelled, so I ended up just working with my friend, which was really nice. But
but still, it's like it's hard to kind of make that switch, like after what is a very intense trip, and not only going through that customs situation, but there is just something about traveling with a child when you're like on high alert. You're kind of like you're just like cortisol levels are just slightly raised constantly.
How do you find calm and like after that, or like how do you recover? Like, because that's honestly like really intense.
It was really intense, and I think the main thing I learned was like I'm still working out like how much my life has changed. I think I'm quite stubborn, so I'm like, even today as I was leaving the house, I was like, okay, Sassy, I'm going to record this podcast. I'm going to my friend's house, and I bought this bookshelf that's in Streatham, so I'm going to go and pick up the bookshelf, get it in a cab, bring it home on my own with Boara. He's like, and like, I'll do it. But I think the trip was a bit like that. It was like, either do it like this or don't go.
Right.
And I'm just very like, I'm trying to work out how to work and how much I want to work. So I just was like, I'll just do it and it'll be fine. And I think day one, I was like, I think you really need to sometimes think about how much more time things take, how much more exhausting it is. And I don't know if I really found the calm.
Okay.
And then what ended up happening is the next week I had 5 sessions in a row. So I worked, we were there for 9 days in total, and I worked 8 of the 9 days, essentially, 7.5.
Whilst parenting too.
Whilst parenting. And Selassie came, he had her for the 5 days. I was in the studio every day, but I also performed like after one of the days with my friend, and then we had loads of friends.
I'm tired hearing it.
Yeah, it was a bit insane. And I think what I realised when I came home is like I wasn't really there, and I don't know if like we made loads of amazing songs, but looking back on it, maybe it would have made more sense to like have more time. Or my parents were like, why don't you not take her? But I also couldn't.
You didn't want to be that far away.
I couldn't do that either.
Yeah.
And then I'm still breastfeeding, so I was like, does that mean I'm not going to breastfeed anymore? But I think basically what happened is I didn't find a lot of calm in it. And so I arrived, I think, on the Wednesday. Selassie came the following Monday. So by Sunday afternoon, my nervous system was like absolutely
dysregulated.
frayed.
Yeah. What happened? Like, were you just like just, I guess, like stressed, or like how did that manifest?
Yeah,
in you?
one of the nights she fell asleep because of the jet lag. She fell asleep quite early, so me and my friend went to dinner, and I just drank like 1 million drinks, which at the time felt amazing, but wasn't very helpful after. But I think that was my so that was one thing that happened. And then I think I just had like headaches, like constantly had headaches, and felt really, really tired. And I get quite like bursts, not anger, but like you're really easily,
overwhelmed.
Yeah. So I sort of sat myself down and was like, okay, how do I sort of cope in a situation like this? Like, this isn't the parent that I want to be. But it's hard. Like, she was there when I slept, she was there when I ate, she was there when I went to the toilet, she was there when I showered,
and then you have to go to the studio, and then you have to kind of be in work mode straight away as well. And a creative mode as well. Creative
mode, and then, you know, there's things going on at home as well. So I really struggled with then my managers here, who are my great friends, and we have an amazing relationship and working relationship, but there's still, you know, the constant stream of messages of things that you need to do on the next thing. So and that's just like being an artist now. You're doing the things that you've done in the past, like posting about them while you're making music, while you're promoting the next thing. And it was basically, I came home and was like, I don't know if that was the best use of my creative time, but I tried it, and I still came home with like 5 songs.
Well, that's great. And are you proud of those songs?
I'm proud of them. I think
there you go.
You know, I'm sort of working out where I'm at the moment, but I think I really was like, okay, I've like learned a lot about the creative process, how I need to be creative now that I've had her. If that makes sense.
I feel like that takes a lot of time though. I feel like you can't learn that overnight, and unfortunately you have to go through those moments to go, right, this is not exactly how I want to do things going forward, but it's a really hard lesson to learn. It's really hard.
Well. I think it's just the beginning. Like,
absolutely.
I've made quite a bit of music. I've worked a lot since she was born, but a lot of it has been like collaborations with other people and other people's releases, and it's only now, these sessions in October, where I've started making my own music since she was born.
How does that feel? Are you like energized and like
I feel energized. I think there was a part like mid New York trip where I was like, I'm freaking out. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't want to do this anymore?
Too much.
More just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't, like, who am I?
Right.
How old was B at that point?
She was like 13, 14 months old.
Wow.
It's still so young. It is actually still so early on, and even though
the hormones.
That's what I was going to say.
Hormonal. I'm like 4 years deep.
I think that's another thing that I'm learning. I'm not very good at being kind to myself and like giving myself grace. So I'm really sometimes just like, what's wrong with you? Like, just, I also have ADHD. So sometimes leaving the house is like, it's just me doing this, and then I'll forget something. So I'll take the thing that I've got in my hand to go and get the thing I forgot and leave the thing I had in my hand, and then it's just me doing this of leaving everything. Plus the hormones, by the time I leave the house, I'm like absolutely about to boil over. So also, just trying to like give myself some grace and learn how to manage that, like with all of the other stuff.
Exactly.
It's a lot.
It is a lot, but I think, like you were saying, it like actually takes such a long time for your hormones to actually like regulate themselves again. And also, like you said, with dealing with ADHD on top of that.
That's crazy.
Have you kind of been able to look at that and say, okay, this is how I need to manage my time differently, or this is what I need to kind of regulate my nervous system? Yes,
but I think putting it into... What's
practice.
The word? Like, is so hard. Like, I feel like I think, I know that I really need to like move my body and do some yoga and do some exercise. I have not managed it. I think I've exercised like twice.
I haven't exercised at all since
I think in general, just like taking care of yourself, like it's the last thing. I have no energy by the end of the day. Like the last thing, I mean, we just mentioned like skincare routines. I'm like, mine is literally like a splash of water, if even that. Most of the time I just fall asleep. Like,
wow, you look amazing.
That's true. That is true.
You look really good.
There's no routine. It's just makeup every day.
Wow.
I think in general it's really hard. I don't know how if you both found the same, but since she's born, it's just like you go like you're like the back of a list of things to do, and you're so focused on them.
Yeah, definitely. But I do feel like it changes at around like
2,
maybe
I think.
like 2, I would say.
I feel like I'm only just now implementing those bits. So like you were saying, splash the water, and I told you about my skincare routine. That's only recently come into place, and I think more sleep makes. I mean, we know it just makes such a big difference.
Are you getting sleep?
Getting sleep.
Okay,
that's good.
But I think maybe still catching up. Like it's still. I feel
sleep
more
debt.
tired now. Honestly, I'm like filling up battery. I feel more tired now, I think, than when I was barely sleeping. It's probably because you're like actually.
It was just adrenaline.
Also,
before,
the adrenaline,
honestly.
oxytocin as well is like pushing you forward. I feel like it takes a long time to like recover from that sleep deprivation.
I'm still recovering and breastfeeding. I still.
Are you still breastfeeding?
Like, so I'm constantly like I am exhausted, and then forget that I'm still not breastfeeding that much anymore, but still you know, it's
still taking energy from your body. So to be able to kind of like get up and do all the things that you're doing is pretty amazing.
It's crazy. Thank you.
And let's talk about Chaos, which is just over a year old now. It's your debut album.
It's it's like the length of an album.
Yes,
but I decided to call it an EP because it just didn't feel like it didn't feel like an album. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Can't explain it.
In what way? Can you speak on that? Yeah.
I think, why did it not feel like an album? I don't know. I actually don't know. I think I always imagined what my first album would feel and look like. And I think maybe I imagined it to be more like live instruments and, I don't know. I just was like...
So you're kind of protecting that vision you had.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And maybe... the sort of things that I was talking about in the story, not the story, like in the sort of songs, I don't know. I just was like they still feel like of a certain time, and that's like I think I imagined I would do like a few EPs, and I've done 2 mixtapes. Both of the mixtapes were just like either different genres or lots of different producers, so I called them tapes.
Okay.
And I don't know. I just was like, no, it's an EP.
Yeah,
fair enough.
It more than
That's your decision.
So it's the album that I'm starting now.
That's exciting.
It feels like it's well, that's as far as I've got is and I think basically I'm at the point where my like creative process has changed a lot. Even if I hadn't had BV, I would need to change it anyway. But I think also becoming a mum has made. Maybe just practically, I needed to change the process. Yeah,
and because you need to be really efficient, right? Like with your time. It's so limited. Yeah, you've got to like
got a deadline.
Yeah, and I always I don't have a studio, so I'm always like traveling to different studios, and so I find now like okay, even just practically, if someone's looking after her, there's all the stuff you have to do before you go to work.
Oh my god, and you're breastfeeding too, so like
and I'm breastfeeding, so I was rehearsing. I think I did like a shoot. She was maybe like 3 months old, so then you're like working and you're like pumping and like.
And you performed when you were breastfeeding
when she was 5 months old. Yeah, so
backstage breastfeeding. Yeah, that's intense. I've done that too. That was I was like, I can't do this again.
It's intense. Yeah, it's very intense. Working out. Yeah, so practically, and then I don't know. There's like, I've just got loads of things to say, and it's just. Maybe introspective in a different way to before I had her. And exciting. Maybe I've always like gone into sessions with people, felt the feeling at the time, I'll write melodies to whatever production and then see what comes out. Whereas now I'm like, I think I need to sit on my own and like write these stories out and maybe sketch ideas out and then go to people.
Nice.
Which I've never done before. So
and are you able to find the time to do that amongst?
No.
Not yet. Not yet.
This will be the process.
This will be what happens.
Because I'm just trying to, because
like
it's so
how
hard
do you
to
do that?
Get, like alone time, right?
So that's the issue. I find it really hard to work at home. I always have, and now I find it really hard. Yeah. It's. I think it's good for me to like. I'm like major procrastinator, so I think it's good for me to like, put on a coat and go somewhere. But I have a writing room I can use through my publisher, so I've been trying to go there once a week. Even that's just, I think having somewhere that's like clean,
separate, quiet, and
so that's helping. And then I'm just writing like loads of words down when I can, and that's kind of as far as I've got. And then I think what I'm gonna do is just put it all on hold until like early next year, and then try and do like a section of time maybe in one place. So I'm not doing those big commutes across London to have 4 hours
like you
to
did
try
today.
and write.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. This is very different. I don't have
True.
to come here and like write a song from
Yeah,
scratch.
true.
It's fine. Yeah. This I'll do. I'll travel any distance for this. This is lovely. But yeah, I think it's very different when it's like, also like if you're going to a session with someone you've never met and you've got to write something and you've got a time you've got to leave, and there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I've always wondered how sessions are, because Tom, my partner, he's doing them now, and I'm like, it's such a, like I can't imagine how much focus you need, and like also like the social aspect where you're like,
you have to like get on with someone to be able to create something.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a blind date, like when you go in the first time. So a huge part of it, I think, quite often I'm like, let's just chat for a bit, like.
Yeah,
and it's only,
that's a good strategy. I
think some people like to like chat before, even if it's on message, or like should we go for a coffee before, which is always nice.
Icebreakers, you need
or like I did a session not too long ago. I can't actually remember who it was with. Who was like, okay, let's start with lunch. I was like, we're gonna get on. This is a great way to start
with food.
Go for lunch straight away. But yeah, it's actually only ever happened to me like once or twice where it's just been like, okay, this is
not connected.
Not working.
Yeah, most of the time it actually is fine. And
wow.
Even if it's not like a song that you'll necessarily use, as long as it like feels nice.
Yeah.
Your recent sessions, have they been with producers that you have met before, or and you're kind of like, I want to work with you again, I want to kind of like bring them into the album?
My first EP, actually the two EPs and the first mixtape that I made that I just like released myself on Bandcamp are all with my friend Oscar Scheller. So I basically stopped making music for a long time, and he was kind of like, you have to make music, why don't you just come, I'll like cradle you in the studio.
What a good
So I felt so I felt really, really comfortable with him. And then like one or two sessions, I did like a week of sessions at XL Studio before I had B, when I was like, it was in March, she was born in June, so I was quite pregnant, coming to sort of the end of my concentration.
Whoa.
And at the time I was like, why am I doing this? I'd just been in Sweden doing the same thing. I was like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
But it was really nice, and I'm sort of revisiting some of those sessions now and really love that music.
Did your voice change when you were pregnant? Because I've heard a lot of women have kind of been through that as well.
I was actually quite lucky. I was able to sing. I was recording up until the week before she was born.
The week
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I was horizontal. I literally couldn't.
Well, she was a very small baby, so that I think was easier for me. Yeah. She was minuscule. I also had a cesarean at 38 weeks, so I wasn't like I didn't go like all the way to the end. But still, that's that's like full term.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think I wanted to be recording, but there was a few people that kind of were like treating me like I was going to prison or something. They were like, if I don't get you in the studio now, I'll never see you. I was like, literally, I'll be back in like 3 months. Like, it's fine. And there are a few things that were like, okay, I've got to do this. And then there were a few sessions I like tried to stop working like quite a long time before, and then a few friends were like, do you want to do a session? And I was like, okay, for you I will. But no, my voice, I think it's maybe a little bit like richer since having her, maybe. But no, it didn't. And I was able, like my dad was saying that my mum had to stop, or they tried to record some stuff with her, and she was finding it quite hard.
Really?
And she was pregnant with me. But I think because she was quite small, it was okay.
Because obviously when you've got a baby in your tummy,
your lungs are getting like,
you're out of breath.
You're out of
like
breath.
It's hard. Like you definitely need extra time.
Anyway, yeah.
And I found that really hard in the beginning, in the first 12 weeks. I don't know if you had that. You feel like really out of breath.
Breathless. Mm-hmm.
So I had that. I was in a studio that had like a recording, the sort of writing bit and the recording bit were in 2 different rooms. So I had to walk. It was literally like a meter. And by the time I got into the booth, and I hadn't told anyone, I was only like 8 weeks pregnant.
You were just suffering in silence.
So I was like, went to record, and I was like, just give me a minute. I was like,
it's really unfair.
Oh my God, this girl's really unwell. Actually, that was really hard. I was working quite a bit in the first 12 weeks and was like, I think is really hard.
Were you vomiting? And like,
I vomited for 6 months.
Oh my God, yeah. I was like the whole way.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Yeah.
Awful. It was really bad.
What's it called? HG?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they wouldn't.
I didn't get anything.
Yeah. They were like, oh, it's normal.
That is rough.
You're not dehydrated enough to have it. Yeah. Although I like ended up in A&E, I think twice.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And like you said, in those especially in the early stages when you're not telling anyone and having to just go through a very, very very hard time.
That first bit is psychologically quite hard, and you're so tired. And I also felt quite sensitive, but I also felt sometimes I'd be having conversations with people and I was like, I feel like I'm lying. They'd be like, so how are you? I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine. No, not much is happening. And like, elephant in the room. I found that quite like stressful.
Yeah, definitely.
Before I told people, and I didn't tell a lot of people, you know, I told like friends around 3 months, but lots of people didn't know until like 5 months.
Especially like if you work in nightlife. Yeah. And like I was like going out and DJing and they're like, do you want a drink? And I was like, nah, I don't really feel like it. Fancy it. And they're like, you usually drink quite a lot. I'm just having a bit of a sober period.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm lying. I just lied. I'm lying. I don't know why. Yeah, it really got in my head. I mean, psychologically, I did find quite a lot of pregnancy quite hard. Like mental health wise. So I think a lot of things I'm quite an anxious. Well, I get a lot of anxiety. Right. So I found a lot of that. Like my brain got very, very busy, and I really got in my head about things like that, or telling people. I was really awkward about telling people I was pregnant. I don't know why. I don't know.
Just the anxiety. Maybe.
Yeah, I just
fear
found
on their
it.
like reaction. Or...
I don't know. Yeah, I think it just triggered something in me. I guess it's like the unknown, and I think part of me was like, I don't know how to be a pregnant person because I've never done it before. And there's things that all of a sudden, you know, once people know you're pregnant, it's quite public, and people will tell you how to do things and treat you differently. And I think there was a part of me that was like, there's a certain way that you're meant to do things, and I don't know how I want to do things yet because it's quite new. And I found that hard. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does make sense. Well, it is new. It's like it's a whole new like chapter of your life, and it's quite daunting. And it's kind of the beginning of it as well. So
and I think that goes into having a baby as well. Like exactly. I think you sort of do. Everybody does things their own way. I guess parents their own way, is pregnant their own way. But I think there's a lot of things that's like, you should do this and this and this. Yeah. So I would do things how I felt comfortable, and then people comment on it, and then I'd be like, should I have done it like this? Should I have done it like this? And that was something that I found quite hard. Or like, you know, I'd be like, oh, I'm just going to go or like, because you have to, you know, DJ late, or I don't know, stay at a party until 1 because you've got the energy, and people be like, wow, are you like out? Should you not be in bed? Or you should sit down, here's a chair. And I'd be like, but I don't want to sit down. Should I sit down? Like, and I think I was guessing yourself.
Keep their mouths shut.
Basically, moral of the story is people need to shut up.
Honestly, but, because I don't know if you guys find it, but I mean, I'm sure you do, but you know, just looking on Instagram or TikTok or something, you're getting all this information, like you should be doing this, you should be doing this, like this is how you parent, and
it's really overwhelming.
And then you've got like people, like family telling you, and like, I don't know, it's too much.
It's too much. I found it quite creepy in the beginning, just when she was born, so I was breastfeeding. My whole algorithm on Instagram, and like probably spent way too much time like in the beginning on Instagram, like lots of people do it, just kind of like at home, like scrolling. And it became like this really intense, like breastfeeding, pumping spam. Like you're meant to collect like gallons of milk every day and freeze them and label them. And like, it's so weird. Also, I'm like, how does Instagram know that I'm breastfeeding at the moment? But some of it really started to affect me, because I would like, you know, try and express milk, and you get like 3 drops, and then you see these people filling up like.
And then you're comparing yourself to that.
You know, like when you had to get like colostrum.
And
I didn't get any colostrum, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to do anything, I'm not going to be able to breastfeed. I found it so stressful, just like I mean, it's all stressful, even
it's all stressful.
I think even now I feel like there's just so much information, which is also helpful, but like you said, I feel like there can be too much information,
especially if you're prone to like anxiety, which is I guess like overthinking things. So like, I mean, I feel it too, like I'm an anxious person, and it's just so, I don't know, it's overwhelming.
It's the mum guilt too.
Also that stuff.
It's so real. But I think it's given me thicker skin. Like we were saying, like people also just need to shut up and mind their own business. I think if I was to be pregnant again and have another child, I think I would find it easier to like have boundaries and not take that in. And I think that's been a really beautiful thing for me. Like it hasn't been an easy process, but the things that I've learned through it, I'm like, I really appreciate those lessons, because I think I really needed that. I take on a lot of stuff of what other people are saying, and I have a tendency to do that, like, should I have done it that way? Or rather than just being like, oh yeah, well, that's what they said, like, mind your business. And I'm already noticing that now, compared to when I was pregnant or when she was first born, how much more I'm able to be like, that's your stuff, this is mine. Maybe just like stay in your lane.
Exactly. And able to say no more to things.
Say no.
I can say no to things now quite easily.
Yeah.
Whereas I've always
amazing.
struggled. It's great, but I always struggled.
Same.
I always struggled before letting people down, kind of,
same.
you know, with that, taking that on and feeling, I mean, I'm a massive people pleaser. Same. So now I'm happier saying no, even though I don't want to say no to everything, and I wish I could do things to the same as like capacity as I did before, but I'm like assured in my no, you know. I believe in my no a bit more now.
And also, like, sometimes it's, you know, it just needs to be said, or like it's like the power of the honesty of being like, I'm not gonna make it.
Yes.
Or just like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, not in a rude way, but sometimes it's kind of like a power move. Definitely. If you've always been a people pleaser. I'm like, yes, we did
it. And performance wise, I saw you DJ'd last week at, was it 91?
91 Living Room.
Yeah, so you're doing more gigs, more things like that. How's that feeling for you?
Really good. Yeah. I've got a live show coming up, and I just comparing how I felt a year ago. Playing, so Chaos came out, my EP, and then I played a show the next month. And I was so nervous and so like, I kind of, you know, I really wanted to do it to celebrate the project, but I think I also did it feeling like I had to so that I would get to play this year. Yeah. Which didn't happen. I got booked like one show and I don't even think it was paid. But so I think I felt like, okay, I've got to do this. And I felt really nervous. And also just having been at home with a new baby, I hadn't really been working as much as I have now.
And how old was B? 5 months, did you say?
Yeah, like so just kind of not even 5 months. Yeah.
Still like pretty fresh, you know, fresh.
Nearly 6 months,
yeah.
So now I can really feel the difference in like, okay, I've got ideas of how I want it to be. I feel a lot more present. I feel more excited rather than nervous. Yeah. I'm looking forward to like performing the songs and engaging with people. Whereas last year, I think I was looking forward to it, but I was a lot more overwhelmed by the process. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, now I'm like, okay, I want to play live more, and I feel like I'm able to do some DJ gigs late at night. Yeah. Whereas I think before I was like, okay, I want to work because I need to, because it's income-wise. But I don't know if I want to be out late DJing. Yes, and we talked about that a little bit before.
We did.
Like,
I remember.
I don't want to be out of the house late, even though you have to. And then the next day, you know, you get waking up at 6 a.m. Like, I don't know how you used to deal with it.
Still
actually,
rough.
That's your career.
Yeah. I played this show recently in Barcelona, and I think I saw. Yeah, I played it like, I think it was like 5 a.m. or something. I started. That was perfect.
Yeah, because you're used to it.
I went to sleep at like, as soon as I got in. Yeah. And woke up at like, I don't know, 4 o'clock or something. Yeah. Started my day.
That's actually
all right. And then I ended up flying back straight after the show, and then like cleaned my daughter's
school. I saw that. I was like, wow.
That is productive.
Yeah.
But it works like that. But so like, I think the really, really late
that actually, you're like, well, I'd be up anyway. Yeah. So
exactly.
Do you drink? Do you drink at all? No.
No.
That
I
helps
think that would be hard for me.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Do you guys, do you drink when you?
I was planning not to for my set that I did the other day, and then I was so nervous, and I got there and they'd like taken the rider really seriously.
It's the Dutch courage, isn't it? That's what they say. It takes the edge off slightly.
Okay. But my friend was visiting. It does. I mean, it does.
It does.
My friend was visiting from Spain with her toddler, so we had plans like all of the weekend. So I was like, I've got, you know, I'm going to get back late. The set ended at like 2, I think, and then I live like probably about an hour away, and obviously it takes a minute to get out.
Oh my god!
So I was like, okay, I can't. Like, we're going to be up at 7 with 2 toddlers. It's going to be a lot. But yeah, it was a mixture of nerves and then I think excitement. So I didn't drink loads, but I definitely drank. Yeah.
But you can feel it the next day. Yeah. That's what I realised.
With the tiredness as well.
It's honestly, I don't think I'll be doing it my next gig. But on the weekend I had 2 shows and I just got really excited. My friends who I hadn't seen for a while, they were like, should we do a shot? And I was like, yes. Yeah. Oh, I haven't done a shot in 3 years. I haven't done a shot since I found out I was pregnant. I'm not joking. And I did a couple shots, which I regretted the next day. Not massively, because I didn't drink much. It was early, but still, you feel it. And on top of the tiredness, it was not my best decision.
Yeah. Drinking, I don't know, it gives me anxiety.
Yep.
Like drinking.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I know,
but
I do
it's
it
not
anyway.
weird.
It usually takes people's anxiety away, but it makes me more anxious.
But I do it anyway. I think I've actually drunk, not more since I've always, like, you know, not like a massive drinker.
Enjoyed a drink or two.
You know, or more.
Or 4 or 5.
And I think, I think it compares with a lot of people, like, I haven't drunk like at all since my like 3-year-old was born. That's been another thing. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I've actually been out quite a lot, but also maybe because I live with my parents.
But also I feel like there is that, I've definitely felt that recently. I've kind of, now Zabby's turned 2 and he's sleeping better. Yeah. And I've kind of felt that, I don't say need, but a need for a release. Yeah. A bit more of a need to go out and kind of just have a bit of freedom, which I find from dancing and going clubbing. And that's kind of why I do it. But even more so now, so sometimes that drink, whilst I don't use it as like, I don't want to say I use it as a crutch, but do you know what I mean? It's sometimes... It's
kind of symbolic maybe.
It kind of is.
This is my
moment to just go, just by myself and have, not by myself, not a bottle of whiskey, but...
like sometimes parenting is hard.
Exactly.
You know.
I know. I see the wine glasses in my cupboard and I'm like, oh gosh, should I just crack open a bottle now?
There was a time in the summer, like we moved house, and then my parents went away. Like our move, I think also me and Sassy just quite crazy. Like we went to New York and we flew back with B when she was quite small. This was in April. We landed back. I DJ'd and then had our ladies' music pub 10th birthday. So like the organisation that I run, our 10th birthday party, which I DJ'd at the same night that I landed. And then the next day we had to pack our stuff to move house.
Oh, gosh, wow.
Like, you've lost your minds. Why did you book it like this? So basically we had this intense move with jet lag and a baby, and then moved to my parents' house, and then they went away. So we had like no help.
Oh my gosh.
And then I think the first night was like, I'm buying a bottle of wine, and just like in the evening. And then all of those days for the next like 5 days was like my glass of wine every evening. And then sometimes it would be like 2. And then I was like, wow, I can actually see how this is such a like mum thing. Yeah. You're a stressed mum, and then you like have to have your wine every night. And I was like, I think maybe I'm not going to carry on with this, because there's nothing wrong with it, but I just was like, I can see how this could be like a real pattern. Because it, like, you know, after bath time, bed, and then you just like,
that time again, I use the word sacred, like that for me is such sacred time, like when Zabby's gone to sleep, and the burnout, I feel it every day, to be honest. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, I cannot move. I like have to like sit on my sofa for like 2 hours and like just do very little.
I always wonder this though, because then I look around me and I'm like, there's chaos everywhere. There's so many things that I kind of want to reset for the next day, but I can't move. It's really hard. Like there's dishes to be done, there's this, and then I just end up literally, I don't know how people do it.
Well, it's part of the like the mental load of motherhood and parenthood. And then also when you are like a freelance creative, when you know those times are actually when you end up doing bits of work, it's very hard to balance and to manage. And I think it always changes, because you know Jeannie's 4, Zabby's 2, B is 18 months, but I feel like we're all still feeling it in some capacity. I don't think it ever goes away, maybe until they're 18.
I think I think it's hard because we both end up working in the evenings, so I think that I've really struggled with that. There's not one of us, and we both work a lot and all the time in different hours. I think that's one thing I've found quite hard, is sometimes it's like non-stop. I feel like if one of us maybe had the time in the evening, or there was a time last week where my mum was laughing because Selassie was on his way out to DJ. He plays quite a lot in the evenings. In the week as well, and he works he works 10 till 6. He works full time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he works at a record label.
God.
Then he sometimes plays once or twice weekdays, and then at the weekend as well.
That's a lot.
That's
stamina.
Like honestly, crazy. It's amazing that he can do that. And like since we had her, he's just been like, all right, that's like he's
focused.
He's doing this.
I love that.
So he was on his way out to DJ. I was preparing my DJ set for the next day. My dad was going on tour with my sister, so he was packing up her merch. This is like, I think like midnight. No, he had come in from a DJ set, so it was midnight. Gosh. My sister and my mum had come back from an event, so she was all like full glam. My dad's packing up the merch. And my mom just looked around and was like, this is mad. Like, this is
We're doing
life.
Too much.
This is the life that we, like, this is it. Like, this is crazy. If anyone else looked at this. And then B's just there on the monitor, like, passed out.
I love it.
And we just were like, yeah, it's quite overwhelming, I think, sometimes when everyone is
doing something.
Like you asked at the beginning, like being in a creative household.
Yes.
I think that, and I remember that as a kid, like, you know, when everyone's sort of in the boat doing it, it can be quite mad.
But also quite nice. I feel like it's quite special to have everyone having like a similar understanding for one another as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
And with B, have you seen anything with her coming out yet? Because I feel like everyone in your family is creative. Is she going to be like
Not going to lie, she's a singer. Like, she can sing in tune. Wow. She sings. Oh my God, the other day I sang like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and I stopped and she went, ah, ba, ba, ba. I was like,
oh
what?
my goodness.
She's singing lyrics and melody. I was like, oh no.
I was wanting to ask that. How would you feel?
So
if
she's not going to be an accountant.
I'm like, can you just also be an accountant? I'm like, be a music lawyer. They take all my money.
Yes,
do that.
That's a good one.
No, I think there was a time when I was pregnant when I was like, what if she can sing? And then I was like, what if she can't sing?
Which would be better?
Yeah.
Which would be
I think.
how do you feel about her?
I'm quite torn about this.
Okay, tell us more.
I don't want to ever say to her, like, I don't ever want to kill her dreams. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say, like, you need a plan B because it's not, like, if she was like, I'm doing this.
Yeah. I
wouldn't want to be like, make it seem like I don't believe she can do it. But I'm also protective. Yeah. And just from my own personal experience, I really wish I had plan B. Yeah. And I'm at the point that I'm at now, like, I actually need that. And I think that's quite an exciting thing, but also quite scary because I don't know what I am also going to do. So I think I'm quite torn with that in terms of, like, parenting. Like, I want to support her dreams, but I also want to support the reality.
Did your mum have that conversation with you?
No, I don't think she did. I think my parents were just very like, you can do whatever you want to do. Yeah. Which is great. Yeah. And I think because I actually was like, I refused to do music for a long time. I think maybe they just kind of, you know, they were like, we'll support you in whatever you're doing. I think it's amazing that you're like studying sociology, but I think maybe they didn't really know how to relate to that. I think they just were like, and they both dropped out of school when they were like 13, 14 in very different ways. So I think both of them were just like, it's amazing that you're at university, and they were just so proud of that.
That's so nice.
So there wasn't, that's
so funny. It's like the complete opposite of like,
they were like, that's so cool. Like, you go to university. You have halls? We're so impressed. And then I just ended up doing music anyway. But
you were saying like you're thinking of other avenues now. Is that what's going on?
Yeah. I think I just have to because it's just not. I think it's just a really difficult time in the industry.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I think also there's a part of me that I am in my own way. I am very ambitious. Yeah. And I've always I've had. Since I came back to music, I've had a very clear idea of how I want to do it. And I think growing up with my mum and the parents that I have, I've been quite like protective of myself, and I've never wanted to be famous, but I want to make music. And I think it's quite, you know, now it's like you've sort of got to sell yourself online, and I find that hard. Or I've always been a bit like, I want to do it, no I don't. I want to do it, no I don't. But I think, just since having her, I'm like, no, I maybe feel more ambitious because I have her, but I'm also, I don't know how you both feel. I'm really torn. It's a conflict. There's a part of me that's more ambitious than ever, but I also want to spend more time with her. Yeah. And I don't really know how to resolve that because I keep being like, I'm going to take on loads of work because I have to. And then I'm like, I don't really want to do it.
So then it takes you away from it's hard. It's really hard.
I think that's easier with as they get older, and she's not in nursery yet, so when she goes to nursery and
it does change.
I think there's a part of me that's seeking the stability maybe of having something else to supplement what I'm doing through music. It's a hustle every month, and I've kind of made it work for the last few years, but the situation looks very different now that I have her.
Yes. Yeah, I understand that, like, wanting stability aspect. Like, that's a huge thing for me, where I'm like, I just want to, because,
go to an office, leave my work there and come back.
Leave the work.
We have to leave the work somewhere is
and
nice.
just know what you're getting every month.
Yes.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like, I'm leaving music to do something totally different, but I think I'd like to do something alongside music that I find equally as rewarding.
Yeah,
absolutely. But I feel like it's interesting, because I don't think that's a plan B. I think that's just like the next evolution, you know. And we like are still all very young. It's like you actually have so much life, and I think there's so much pressure to have one career and find one thing that you do, instead of, I feel like you can have multiple careers multiple times. You know.
And I think that's why I find it exciting.
Exactly.
Like, at first it was daunting, so I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't have any gigs, and you know, the relationship that musicians have with brands, or everyone have with brands, has really changed. And at first I just was like panicking, but I think it's actually exciting. Like you said, it's like the next chapter, and I don't ever want to stop making music. But yeah, to be totally honest, I have to find something else as well, because it just isn't.
But it's kind of just like being open to new opportunities and kind of open to it, which I think is nice as well.
Yeah,
like diversifying almost. Like,
that's the word.
I think that's important.
I think it's important.
I think we should all.
Everyone should.
Yeah. Like, I need to.
Same. So what are we all going to do?
I know.
Start a crochet business.
Start together.
That's what we'll do, guys. Let's start a crochet.
I need to learn to crochet first, but
I've kind of always said that. Not that I need
they
to
want
learn
to crochet.
I do want to learn to crochet. No, but I've kind of since the beginning. Yeah, I think because I've had a little bit of fear of like always having to be like a personality, or like even now I have a project coming out with two friends, because I also like being in a band. Like, I don't want to just. I've always known that I don't want to just do a solo project. So maybe it's also like remembering to diversify, because I kind of said, like, that's why with Ladies Music Pub we started a record label, because I was like, I actually, the idea of me having to produce my own music for the rest of my life, it's like kind of exhausting. So I was like, I want to put out, you know, other people's music and help younger musicians, and I'd like to, like, I don't know, like host things, or like, I don't know,
I completely I'm the same.
I'm with you.
Because I had a similar, like, sort of, I guess, like, crisis, where I was like, oh, I don't really want to just be DJing for like the next, not that I don't think that would even be possible, but like, I don't know, it's like I need to do other things. And also I feel like in motherhood you do get this surge of like ambition and creativity, and like, you know, you just often like dreaming of different possibilities for your future, and like, I don't know, I get really excited by that. Like, I don't know if you do too, but just thinking about like, oh, what else can I do? Like, and it's
exciting. I think
it's so exciting,
and it makes you see things differently. I don't know if I worded it very well, but that's kind of, I'm like, since having her, it's this balance of like, I'm like, okay, I feel this surge of energy, but I don't quite know like
where it's gonna go
or what it's gonna be. But there's a part of me that's like, something new, like I have it, and I'm like ready for that,
and it will come.
I think so. I mean, she's still so small.
Exactly. I think that's it. It's like, you know, they say like, what is it? The days are long, but the years are short. And they're like, because it's such an intense time, it feels like so much time has passed. Does that make sense? But really, it's not. No, you know, it's not that long.
It's not that long.
And like you said, when they get a little bit older, you get a little bit more time to have that like mental space as well, which I think is great.
I feel like mothers generally, all mothers actually, have so much wisdom inside them, and you obviously have so much experience. Everyone has all these amazing experiences of life, and I don't know, all the changes that have happened since motherhood. And like, do you have any like pearls of wisdom or like advice you would give, maybe either to yourself or to your daughter or to like our listeners or us, or I don't know, just like something that has come up for you in motherhood or maybe just in life in general?
Of my experience of motherhood so far, if I was gonna like go back and give myself advice, I think it would be to give yourself grace in a lot of moments. I think that it's so easy to feel this like pressure, like we touched on it a little bit, like the outside noise of like, oh, your food should be homemade, and your house, you know, the toy should be Montessori, and the child should be perfectly dressed in beige.
Oh
and,
God,
you know, everything should be wooden, and your pram should be Bugaboo. I think
noise.
There's that which is I think is very unique to like our time of mothering, but there's obviously been versions of it forever. So I think, giving yourself grace in is what already sometimes difficult and chaotic, of the like the tiredness and the hormones and the pressure and the guilt and the obviously it's beautiful and amazing, but there's a lot of times where you could probably put yourself under a lot of pressure, not just to like get through the day, but also do it like in this perfect way that you like. So I'd probably just say to myself, like, it's totally fine to do it your way. And
that's really,
just
I like that.
Sometimes getting through things, like the fact that you and your child are dressed. If you left the house today, like, that's amazing. Also, like, it's totally fine if your hair's a mess and you're wearing, like, I did a podcast when she was also quite small, and she got norovirus just before I left the house, and she was sick, and it wasn't Christmas. The only socks I had were Christmas socks. And then I had like loafers on, and then I sat like this, and then it was like, do you know what? I made it.
Exactly.
Do you know what, girl? You left the house and you got there.
Give yourself grace.
I love
and that's fine. And like, just tell the story, and other mums will laugh and be like, yeah, I've been there. Like, there was this time when, I went to a mums meeting, and one of the mums had her shirt on inside out, and like none of us said anything. So everyone was like, she's here, it doesn't matter. But I can imagine getting home and being like, I can't believe I put my shirt. Like, why am I not more together or whatever?
That's beautiful.
I think we should take that with us.
I think I should.
I needed to hear that today, Tyson, so thank you.
But I think it's important. Like, it's okay. Like, however you're doing this today, right now, that is okay.
That's amazing advice. And because like, no one's perfect. I guess like God is perfect, but like that's about it. I don't know.
We're doing our best.
We're doing our best,
and that's doing our best.
That is enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's. I also think about like my parents when I feel like I think that's something in motherhood which has really been quite special, is to go, actually our parents and their parents, they're all just doing their best.
I know. I was so angry at my mum for so long. Both my parents for so long, and now I'm like, actually,
forgive them a bit more.
And that's been so nice.
It's quite cathartic.
And like, I'm also, and I think that also helps you be a bit easier on yourself.
Exactly.
Definitely.
But my mum has definitely expressed, and my aunties as well, and some of Selassie's aunties and uncles, I think, of like, this particular, like, God, it's so, all the information we have now makes it so hard, and everyone has this expectation of how you're meant to do it.
Like, it's like you can't do, you're doing everything wrong kind of thing. It's like,
always.
What am I doing right?
And then you feel like you're doing it right, and you open Instagram and someone's like, 10 things you absolutely cannot do, and you're like, I just did all 10.
Do not say this to your child or they'll turn out like this. And I'm like,
so we've got to like remember also, like, we've all survived for generations and generations. Maybe it's not ideal, and with each generation we learn things and hopefully like leave some of them behind, but also like, you're not it's all right.
It's all right. I love that.
You're doing
in
okay.
Conclusion, it's all right. Well, thank you, Tyson, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's been gorgeous.
I could talk all day.
We can carry on if you want.
Just keep going.